Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we are opening a notebook, but not just any notebook. We are looking at an entire operating system for life management.
That's a good way to put it.
Our source material lays out these 50 short, almost deceptively simple rules for a better life. It was developed, over a decade ago?
Yeah, about 12 years ago. And it's reportedly influenced millions of people around the world, turning, a simple stack of paper into a tool for real transformation.
And when you hear 50 rules, I think the immediate reaction is, oh no, not more complexity.
Exactly. But the genius here, I think, is that these 50 rules really just distill down into 4 core pillars: starting, writing, reading, and then acting.
So it's a closed-loop system.
It is. It's a complete system designed to bridge that fatal gap between having great ideas and actually doing something with them.
And that's really our mission for this deep dive. We know you, the learner, you're looking for efficiency, for deep insight. You might already keep a journal, maybe a dozen different notebooks.
But the notes often lead nowhere, right? They're just data points without a purpose.
Exactly. So we need to pull out the core operational nuggets from these rules so you can turn that simple notebook into a powerful engine for change, to move from just being a chronicler to an intentional agent in your own life.
All right, let's figure out how to make that happen.
So the system starts with the physical tool, the notebook. But the first step is actually internal.
It's not external, right?
It starts with clarity. The rules really emphasize starting with a deep need and a very clear intention. Before you even pick up a pen, you have to define what you're trying to solve.
The purpose clarifies the content. It has to. If you don't know why you're writing, you'll just end up capturing everything and, understanding nothing.
And once that intention is set, then you choose the tool.
And I love the advice here.
Oh, it's so practical. They say get a notebook that won't be too precious to write in. I think everyone can relate to that. You get a journal that's so beautiful, you're afraid to mess it up.
So you never use it. It's this weird perfectionism applied to stationery. You need something functional that just encourages you to use it immediately and honestly.
And the rules remind us the best notebook isn't the prettiest one.
Nope. It's the one you actually take with you. If it's not there when the insight hits, the tool is, it's useless.
That's such a fundamental reality check. And to stop that mental clutter, there's one critical rule for organization.
The single source of truth.
Keep all your notes in one source of truth. If your thoughts and feelings are scattered across 6 different apps and notepads, you just waste so much energy trying to find things.
Or you just forget where you put that one brilliant idea. So once that physical framework is set, we get into the actual practice of writing. And this involves something, a bit counterintuitive.
It does. The rules are big on handwriting, stressing that when you're writing about your life, slowing down is a feature, not a bug.
Right.
Now, I have to push back a little there. In a world where we can type 100 words a minute, how do you justify that time sink? Doesn't the efficiency loss just kill the benefit?
It's a great question because it forces us to look past just speed and think about cognitive engagement. Handwriting, it actually engages the brain differently.
How so?
Well, studies show that when you physically form the letters, you connect the mind and the body in a way that just tapping on a keyboard doesn't. And that deeper connection helps with memory, with emotional processing. You're not just recording data, you are internalizing it.
Okay, so the slowdown isn't about wasting time. It's about investing in a deeper understanding.
Exactly. So once we embrace that slower pace, the system defines these different modes of writing. It's not just making to-do lists.
Right.
The first one is write to think. We all try to solve these complex problems just in our heads, and it leads to confusion, to overwhelm.
But getting them down on paper makes them visible, tangible.
Right.
It's easier to debug, almost.
Precisely. And that visibility extends to our emotions with the next mode, write to feel.
This sounds simple, but I think the practice over time is the key part.
It is. Because writing down how you feel consistently helps you see these reliable patterns. You start to see what gives you energy and what, reliably drains it. And that self-knowledge is foundational.
And then the final mode, the one it's all leading to, write to act. I love that the system specifically changes the vocabulary here.
From tasks to actions.
Yes. We're encouraged to use the word actions, not tasks.
It's a subtle but really powerful psychological shift. A task feels like something you have to do. It's imposed on you.
Whereas an action, that reinforces your own agency. You're choosing to move forward. It constantly reminds you that you are the one driving your life.
To support all 3 of those modes, the rules have this practical habit of offloading thoughts and feelings immediately.
Don't wait. Get it out onto the page right away.
And that immediacy is key for 2 reasons. Clarity, because it clears your mental desktop, but also regulation. It helps regulate your nervous system.
Okay, so if we're using this notebook for months or years, we have to be writing for our future self. The rules are emphatic here. Write honestly.
The more honest you are, the more valuable is later. You can't hide from yourself in this single source of truth.
But here's the paradox. While you're being honest, you also have to write for a stranger.
What does that mean exactly?
It means what feels obvious to you right now in the heat of the moment might be complete gibberish 6 months from now. No context.
Ah, I see. So writing for a stranger forces you to add that context, to be clear. It's a way of future-proofing your own insights.
It is. And to do that even further, the rules say give each page a specific topic or purpose. That focus makes the notes so much more useful later.
So that sets the stage perfectly. Writing is the input, but that input is, well, it's worthless unless we process it. The real change comes in the next step.
Reflection.
Yes. And this is what separates basic journaling from actual self-management. Most people, they just stop after the writing. They treat their journal like a mental dumpster.
We've all done it. Written down some profound thought we promise we'll come back to, and then we never do. The rules are clear. Writing is step one, but reading what you wrote is where things get truly transformative.
And it needs structure. That's what the source calls the reading ritual. You have to block out time daily, weekly, monthly, to actually read what you wrote down.
Because we don't learn from experience.
We learn from reflecting on experience. Without that reflection, the data just sits there. It's inert.
So what's the goal when we're reading? We're not just reading for fun.
The main goal is to read for patterns. You're looking for themes that repeat. Patterns in how you think, how you feel, how you act. Are you always frustrated by the same thing? Energized by the same kind of work?
And the payoff of seeing those patterns.
They expose your actual priorities, not the ones you say you have, but the ones your actions reveal. Your life right now is a reflection of what you consistently give your attention to.
Wow. That's incredibly objective. But the rules also talk about the mindset we bring to this. It says we have to read to celebrate.
Yeah, this is so important. If you only look for problems, you'll only find problems. You have to actively search for evidence of growth, for the small wins, the breakthroughs.
It recalibrates your focus towards progress.
Yeah.
But what about when we read something that's unflattering, a bad decision, or some intense self-doubt?
That's where the rule to read compassionately comes in. You have to read your honest writing as if it came from a good friend.
So you wouldn't judge them. You'd try to be supportive.
You try to help, and you have to extend that same grace to yourself. It's essential.
That's a huge shift from self-critique to self-coaching. And then there's this meta rule, read to write, make notes on your own notes.
This is crucial. When you revisit old entries, new connections appear. Hidden insights that were there all along but you couldn't see them from up close. Writing down what you notice now creates this higher level summary.
Ultimately, this whole ritual is about achieving objectivity, getting out of your own head, out of your own plot, and just observing the patterns from a distance.
It's the scientific method applied to your own life.
And all of this reflection has to lead to one thing.
Action.
Observation is necessary, but the change only happens with implementation. So we move to action, and the system insists we act on experience, not on guesswork.
That's the feedback loop closing. You stop speculating about what you should do, and you start using the facts from your notes, your actual results, to guide your next steps.
And for any action to work, you need focus. Act on one thing at a time. The source is really clear on this. Multitasking is a myth.
The more you try to do at once, the less valuable your attention becomes, which leads directly to priority. You have to act on priority.
Only one thing can be the most important thing.
Right. If you have 5 top priorities, you don't have any priorities. You just have a messy list.
So to keep that focus long-term, we need sustainability. The rules say optimize for progress, not perfection.
Yes. Perfectionism is paralyzing. The mantra is big breath, little steps. You look for the smallest possible way to move forward. Real change is gradual.
But before we move forward, the rules say we have to know who we are, act with integrity, figure out who you want to be before you figure out what you'll do.
That identity piece informs everything. If your identity is a focused professional who values family, then your actions need to reflect that. It's the rudder for your ship.
Now let's talk time. We're told to act for time.
Time can be taken from you, or you can take it for yourself. This is about being proactive. You block out time for what's important to you before someone else's agenda can steal it.
And here's a rule I find really sharp. Act to counteract. It's more than just saying no to new things.
It's self-editing in real time. It means proactively looking at the tasks already on your list and saying no to them, culling the dead weight to make space for what actually
Yeah,
matters.
that is a much more powerful kind of focus. And sometimes the most important actions are the ones we resist.
Which is why the rule is act on resistance, that difficult conversation, that complicated task. The thing you're avoiding is often the very thing you need to do most. Let the discomfort guide you.
And finally, the ultimate filter for all of this, the rewriting test.
This is such a great filter. The rule is you regularly rewrite your actions. And if an action isn't worth the moment, it takes you to physically rewrite it.
It's probably not worth doing at all.
Exactly. If you can't be bothered to write it down again, why would you bother to do it?
Okay, so we have the full loop. Intentional writing leads to structured reading, which guides focused action. If you, the learner, commit to this cycle, what are the ultimate outcomes?
Well, the benefits go way beyond just being productive. First, you become deeply intentional. You stop just drifting through life on autopilot because you're constantly asking why.
And with that, you become highly focused. You protect your yes.
Yeah.
Your attention becomes so much more valuable.
You also develop compassion and honesty. By writing openly and then reading that way, you learn to treat yourself as a friend. And that grace naturally extends to other people.
The whole process fosters patience, doesn't it? Because you're taking small steps, you internalize that real change is a long game. It's not an overnight thing.
And critically, you become responsive. Life changes. Your needs change. This system meets you where you are. It gives you the flexibility to adapt without the whole thing breaking down.
It sounds like the cumulative effect is just less anxiety, less internal conflict.
That's it. That's exactly it. The ultimate goal of this entire system, the capstone, is the ability to be present. When your thoughts are offloaded, your priorities are clear, and your actions align with who you want to be.
You can just be fully present in the moment you are actually living.
It maximizes your presence.
That's a powerful synthesis. The journey from just picking up a notebook with some vague need all the way to being fully engaged and responsive to your life right now.
It connects the abstract desire for a better life to the very tangible daily act of using a pen and paper.
So we leave you, the learner, with the challenge that the creator of these rules issued. Pick one of the 50 rules, just one, and try it for the next 48 hours.
Don't try to overhaul everything overnight. Just consider which single, small, intentional step, maybe it's reading compassionately, or maybe it's that rewriting test, could give you the most immediate value right now. That small investment in clarity is where it all begins.